Hello, everybody. Sorry about the little vacation there, but very, very, very busy. And I know it kind of stinks, but one thing led to another, and all of a sudden it's Thursday. So let's get right back into things here. We'll take a look at Sybil. Sybil had a really, really good day today. We are up 12%. We stayed above the Andrews Pitchfork here. Um, this is a long story. I'll discuss this later. Yes, we're definitely a little different here. I've got the black background now, and I am working with Robert from Fun with Think Scripts, developing a new deviation indicator, and it's going to be really awesome when it's done. And I'll talk about that later on, maybe this Saturday. So uh, we'll do a indicator Saturday video. Um, but Sybil again bounced. We're still below. Remember, like I said before, it likes to straddle. What did I say? Oh, here we go. Oh, we're above the trend line. Now we're below the trend line. Now we're at the bottom of the pitchfork here. And now we had a great day, but funny, look at where it stopped, right on the downward trend resistance line. So I'm still expecting us to figure out what's going on with Sybil at around the, oh, what area would that be? Around the 0.389 area on around the 9th of September, October, November. I think that is, right? It's been one of those days, guys. So by the look of it, it's right around the zero point 0.5 deviation line here. So that's going to be a big position here, deciding Sybil's going to probably go up or stay down below and maybe go back down to the means, which wouldn't be a terrible thing. That's at 0.032 area. So that's what we have with Sybil. Next is DPLS. DPLS, if you remember, there was a downward resistance trend line right here, and now as this moves this way, this trend line continues to move with it. I'll let you see what it looked like beforehand. Uh, it looked just like this right here. So we did break above it. Now we came back down a little bit. We're still below the average means price. We could come back and retest a -1 deviation, or we could start making our way up. There is support here right at this area, and we did bounce off it. So I'm thinking that this is just a little dip on our way up. So I think DPLS is looking pretty good. Uh, we The RSI has come down a little bit to the 50 range, but the buyers are still in control here. So that is looking okay. And no, I don't want anything to do with Norton. Um, so DPLS is looking just fine right now. Nothing too much to worry about here. On Fern, look at that cup and handle right there. It'd be nice to scan for this and find it right here. And as it breaks resistance, boom, goes up. That'd be that's what it's for. That's what it does. But no, enough of that. Fern, we're on this pitchfork here. Um, I did move it. It used to be right here, but now that we've moved enough sideways, uh, when you learn how to use this, it's not breaking any rules. We didn't cross over any candles here to get that point. We're right at the bottom of the pitchfork, and we had a really good day today. So let's wait and see what Fern's going to do in the next couple days. See if we could bounce off of this trend line here, or the Andrews pitchfork on the bottom, and move our way towards the middle of the pitchfork. ILIS is a good example of what that did, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. Well, ILIS is next on the list. So here's ILIS. ILIS had this overall move right here. Here's the high, here's the low of the move. Gives you the average price of that move and one deviation up, one deviation down. And we just hovered on there, and then all of a sudden, boom, came right up. Now, if you notice, it says sold right here. Yep, I sold. I made money, made a fair amount of money just off of that date night money that I put into it. And you might ask me why. Well, here's the top, and here's the top. Okay, that's called a double top. Now, it's kind of a self fulfilling prophecy through tradition. It's just a pattern that experienced traders see, and usually off of a double top, we do get a pullback. So this was kind of a sloppy double top. This one was a little bit higher, but then it came down right off of trying to get past that top and couldn't do it. Here we had the same situation. Um, it just gives you a little bit more of a feel for it here, but this double top just looks well. It's just that's the way it is. It's kind of traditions are traditions, and when you see a double top, it just and same with the double bottom. You see a double bottom and it wants to go upwards. So no big deal. Doesn't mean it's going to come all the way down here or anything like that, but it does mean that we're going to have uh, a good pullback. So how far down, I don't know. And once it bottoms out and starts to go back up, I'll get back into it again. So, but I took profit, and now I'm just waiting to see what happens. Now, if ILIS decides the next day just to take off, well, the another reason why I got out, guys, it's up on the second deviation. We've never been higher than the second deviation here, so that's another reason why I do see a pullback. But if it decides to all of a sudden just keep going up, well, guess what? The next day, if it starts going up 5% or so, I'll get back into it, and then if it comes back down and I'm down just a little bit, that's fine. But just continue the ride up. But just like what I was saying with Fern, Fern just held here and took off. Now this is just the average price of this move. So this could very easily continue upward, but I just didn't like how it's settled right here, double top. If I was waiting till the very end of the day to see if it would just hang up here a little bit, but it did pull back. So left a little bit of a topping tail, which is another sign of a trend reversal. Now the thing is, it still did finish relatively high, which generally, when it finishes pretty much high on the day, that's a good sign of momentum to continue going forward. So that was my dilemma. But when you are in a dilemma like that, it's always safer. It's always more conservative to protect your profit. I made money. I'm fine with that. And there's nothing wrong with making your money and getting in later. So with that said, LGBS, there's nothing wrong with protecting and minimalizing your losses, guys. This is the difference between the good traders, which stay in the business for years and years, and bad traders who eventually end up getting out within 1 or 2 years at the most. I bought in, if you remember here, I got stopped out. I got my 5% and I got out, and look what happened, right? So I saved myself all of that worry, all of that loss of money, hoping, okay, one of the four-letter words in trading, hoping that now it's going to start coming back up. Okay, now I do like LGBS, but I'm not going to hold money for them. So I took my loss here, 5% loss, no big deal, and now it looks like look at that, just like they knew. Here's the second deviation. If you notice, it came up to the second deviation. All we did is go down to the second deviation. So now we had a nice day today. What? It was up 12%. This can now start coming up. It might hit this and bounce down a little bit and work its way up. But if we start having a couple blue days, then I'll get in here. So I saved all that money. So I got out here, lost 5%, get in here, and make 10%. Now I'm already up, and then I'm in at a lot cheaper price. So nothing wrong with that. Look at that. There's another cup and handle, and that really paid off too. So that's a really good indicator. It works more than it doesn't. So that's LGBS. And then last but not least, I know it's on here somewhere, is PUGE. I haven't talked about PUGE for a while. This had a really, really good rest. We have quite a few bottoming tails here, which traditionally in the NASDAQ and everything, the candles are a little bit more predictable for helping to read trend change. But one thing that's pretty predictable even on the OTC is Fibonacci levels here. This whole move comes up. A good sign of strength of a move is if it rests at the 50% and then bounces off and continues up. This, like I said, this is like a marathon. If it only retraced, 10, 20% and then moves up, you're not going to get that much more of a move. This is really, really nice. I would like to see the bodies get down here to 50%, so maybe a couple more red days, and then break this downward trend here. We are actually, even though we had a blue day today, a green day, we're going farther away from this downward trend resistance line. So, but once we bounce, we hit and bounce off of the 50 and start working our way towards the trend line and then breaking it. This is in for another, I believe, another really good run because it had a nice rest. Not a nice, you want to see a 45-degree slope on here. It's a little bit steep, but not as steep as going up, which means that it's, there's a fight to the bulls as it's coming down. It usually just as steep up, it comes steep down. It is steep, but not really bad. So we hit that 50% line and we get a bounce here. That's a really good sign that PUGE is getting ready for another good run. The RSI is coming down. Obviously, price is going down. Right now, the sellers are still in control. So for me, that I like to see that. But the selling volume is going down, pressure, and the buying pressure is going down, so things are starting to mellow out. That usually means that when volume goes down, it's getting ready for another move. Just like over here, look at that right here. The volume goes down on both sides, buying and selling, and then boom, we have a rip up. Volume comes up, this comes up, volume goes down, this goes down. Volume goes up, everything goes up. Well, the price usually dictates, the price starts hitting in the volume. Price is king, guys. Volume is queen, I guess, or 1A, 1B. They go hand in hand, but usually when you start seeing price goes up, that gets people going. They come in and buy, and then here comes your volume. And now, as the volume decreases, the price decreases and gets smaller and smaller and smaller. That means that it's getting ready to do something. Some guys are like, oh yeah, this stock, there's no volume there. Well, yeah, if it just comes down here and there's no volume, but after a while, it's kind of like a ticking time bomb. It's just waiting and waiting. Someday, and you don't know when, but when you start seeing it break previous highs, like right here, then you definitely know that something's going on. And sure enough, and then here's the volume come up. So now again, volume's starting to come back down, but now it's coming back down and will mellow out. But now the prices are going to be up here. They're not going to be way down here. So it's on everyone's mind. PUGE is now, it most likely isn't going to retrace 100% from up here. It had a nice 50% dip, and most likely now we'll break that trend line sooner, or maybe a little bit later. Maybe it comes down to 61.8. That wouldn't hurt either. It's just closer to the average. Guys, this is the average price right here. So come down here, nice average buy. You're not even getting at a discount down here. You think, oh man, look at that huge discount. No, you're buying at the average price. Um, but overall in the move, that's still a great price because we're expecting another good run from PUGE. So with that said, guys, again, I really hope you give me a like and subscribe. I'll put links down below for the Fun with ThinkScript, and shout out to Moon Market and all you guys at the Discord. If you guys aren't in it, I again invite you to come on to the Discord. We're having a really good time there, and making call outs and all that good stuff. And so, and then also, again, there's a special going on with Webull. We've been, you sign up and you get a free stock. It could be, I don't know how much the price is. I think it's, it could be a $4 stock, it could be $100 stock or something like that. Maybe up to 300. Don't quote me. I don't know. I'm completely guessing. But from what I remember, you have a chance of getting a good, pretty good stock out of it. But hey, free stock's free stock. If it's a $4 stock, so yeah, maybe it turns into 8, 10, 12, whatever, and I'll take $12. It's a 6 pack, right? Or whatever. I don't know. I haven't bought it for a long time. Yeah, it's a 6 pack of really good IPA. So, but with that said, I hope you guys had a really really good night and a good week of trading. I'm so sorry that I didn't get a couple of videos out before today, but that's just happens sometimes. It's life. And I will be seeing you guys tomorrow. Take care.